Hey, hello everyone. Welcome back to my channel. And a massive thanks for those who are incredibly supporting to my channel. And today I got something exciting one, which is Google releases their preview model for Gemini 2.5 Flash, right? And it's a Google's fast, fully hybrid reasoning model. So why they call it as a fully hybrid reasoning model? So the reason they highlighted that because it's not only having the capabilities of problem solving, it has a thinking model within it. It's understand the complication of the prompt which we shared to it, and then it started understanding that, and it's actually things and break depending upon its complications of it. So that's truly amazed me because the way it's thinking, it's depending upon the breakdown of different um, complex ones. It's truly one. But before we understand the thinking capabilities of Gemini 2.5 Flash, let's understand how Flash is doing into the humanity last exam, right? It's pretty good without having an external source of information. It's been into 12.1 and GPT O4 mini still 14.3. It means like how the broader thinking gonna comes in place into Germany with his own expertise, mixture of experts and the teacher kind of like student kind of a model. But it's fair when it's compared to its mathematics and a couple of reasonings skill set which they are showing it. But the key thing which they have announced it, right, it's more cost efficient. What that means that it has option you to enable the thinking mode. So which means like you go and enable the thinking mode and started thinking for you the complication of the problem or a code, um, the algorithm which you are trying to solve it. Why it's important if you look at right, so the LLM models are being trying and they have the capabilities of like generating the code, but when it comes to understanding the problem and different code bugs, it's trying to fail it. But this kind of a thinking models was going to help the AIs to understand much better the complication and try to do that. And the budget wise, it's pretty good, and I think they've done a fair good job. But let's understand that what kind of a prompts which you're going to give it and how it's going to be responding to it. If you give the prompt, it's saying like, "Hey, thank you" in Spanish, it's understand the prompt pretty well, and it doesn't require a kind of like thinking hat it has to wear it. I try to do it like it's gonna. But if you have asked the medium reasoning capabilities, like if you roll two dice, what is the probability they add up to seven? So it's gonna use it that thinking hat and try to answer it, and the prompt is go much higher, so it start thinking into the mode like it's like the beam of the length is L3 millimeter, has a rectangular cross section, so it required a more kind of like expert knowledge to do it. But however, so here is a cookbook where you can start and start using those prompts and play with it. So you all you need to do the like Gemini SDK. If you develop and use um, Google API, you can start using the different prompts as well. And I'm going to show into the Google Studio as well, right? How it's going to work it, and what I talks about the thinking mode that enable the developers to not spend too much of money. That's one thing I'm going to show. Uh, start away. So if you look at right, so it has explained the concept, the razor concept, provide everyday examples of it. So it's used a different tools, right? So for example, if you give that what is a major scientific breakthroughs last week it's been announced. Let's try to take this one, the simple one. This is a studio, so that's what I'm talking about. Set your budget for thinking budget. So it's gonna vary, right? Its highest is like it's 24576 is one, and you can use the tools, the structure output, the code executions, which you can do it, and it has a advanced safety settings as well, and you can add a sequence at the top. What does it mean? When it started understanding the reasoning generating it, like you can add a extra stop or sequence to it and try to do that. So those are the amazing. Let's try to ask it, right? What are the major scientific breakthrough announced last week? And and it started thinking it, because I enabled the thinking hat and I kept my temperature. I can reset to the normal as well, and it has a function calling capabilities, and it has output length actually I've given here. So it's pretty much default, and this started like understanding, and it started giving me into the JSON, where right the discovery of the world, uh, the oldest wooden structure the researchers are discover, right? It's go and fetch that. So that is going to be pretty simple. Let's try to ask, like it has to calculate something and it has to comes back to me. So let's ask more tricky one. So which I'm going to do is like, so let's try to do it this way. Like, okay, I'm going to give this an example. Right, so I'm gonna put it here. Let's see, run it. So how it's gonna be responding to this, right? So it started understanding that, and it's given me the detail, right? So it's giving the maximum bending stress. It has given the both the value 78.74 is the maximum bending stress which you can do the one. Let's try something um, different as well. So let's ask this one, right? Write a function, right? So let's how fast it's gonna think and write, and we can enable this grounding with Google search as well, and it goes back to the internet and read it, and comes back and gives you the grounding capabilities as well. So it's still in a preview more. That's where like they have given to the developers to start working on it when it's generally available to the larger audience. And so far, it's performed pretty well. So if you look at the pricing wise, the input API pricing is $0.15 and output 3.5, and it has taken the number of like tokens, and it's best for the large scale processing, which means like huge number of PDFs, and it's good with the complex reasoning, and it has a lesser latency. So if you look at the latency here, this is pretty much less the latency ones, and this knowledge cutoff is like the Gemini 2.5 has a knowledge cutoff at John 2025, and it has a rate limit is 1000 RPM. Still, it's free. So if you looks the 2.5 Flash, it's pretty good in terms of like the way it's understanding. And now for this particular problem, it's taking a kind of like time to understanding and trying to uh, comes back with the answer. But before it comes to use the answer, I've already created a kind of like a repositories where you can start playing with it, and I've generated my Gemini 2.5 Flash notebook, so where I can start asking it, right? So you roll a two dice. What is the probability of they added up seven? So it's a kind of a minimum reasoning. It doesn't require huge kind of a thinking process. It has to do it like, and I'm going to share this in my YouTube recording. I hope you guys start playing with Gemini 2.5 Flash. So let me run it. So I already run it. It's okay. Let's figure out n by n1. So it started doing it. Meantime, let's see. It got an answer. No, it doesn't got an answer. Yes, now it's got an answer. Right. So it's take more than 1.52, like more than somewhere 600, 200 seconds to give the answers to me. Let's find out the answer. Okay, it's meantime my notebooks. It comes pretty good. Like the probability of rolling two standard six slided dice. So it's understand, right? When I say dice, it's like understand six, and it's understand the each die has six faces, and if you roll two dice simultaneously, it has a number of combination, and it's understand that, and it comes and say the probability to me, that how much the probability is gonna come set like the by doing all the calculations and everything, right? The current probability is gonna be um, 1 by sixth, right? Its number of comes, it's gonna comes at like 36 and simplifies. It's 1 by 6. It's done pretty good, and here it just keep on understand, and it's written the thinking wise. So it's good for large processing one, right? And I'm gonna share those links in my um, YouTube description. I hope you like this video. Please like and subscribe and comment and share your thoughts on this and what you're gonna build as well.